Hey, hello, welcome to the kitchen. We look like we're organised. Make no mistake, they've just arrived. Nils is back from Nashville. It's so good to have you back.
What day is it?
Do you know what day it is?
It's Monday. I'm just back from Thailand. I think you'll find it's just as cool as
Last week we had a heat wave. I would like to report there is no heat wave this week. It is chucking it down. But I can see that people are joining us, and Paul, it's great to have you here.
It's nice to be here. I suppose when you started these in your kitchen, we were doing our writing thing in the kitchen, and eventually, and we're in the sitting room near the kitchen. But eventually, it fizzled out. But you've soldiered on and kept going. But we were here for the Burns party last year.
Yeah.
No, I kept this kitchen very well.
But you know this kitchen better. But you did it every Friday for months and months on end, didn't you?
Well, we did 113.
Yeah.
But at the beginning, it was. I mean, we actually locked ourselves down because I'd had chemotherapy and stuff in it. So you were in a kind of vulnerable position, and we thought, this looks pretty bad. We'll just kind of lock ourselves down, and then it just began to lock down very quick after. But realistically, you're looking at months and a playing. Therefore, for somebody who plays for a living, you're not making any money. So quite apart from that, what are you going to do with yourself? Keep yourself active. So I think within a week, I just said, I'm going to do a stream something live. I'd never done it before, but you get adept fairly quick when needs must. So that's where I started, and actually it was the highlight of my week.
Yeah.
Within a few weeks, Fiona joined me, and like yourself, you get your little features, and you get your core audience, and it really made a big difference. I mean,
I love watching you on a Friday because it was like, what's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box?
Terry Wogan's body is spinning in its grave. But no, it was good fun. It was just a lot of nonsense, but it was just little things to engage with folk, and folk did. And there's quite a few folk who've become friends online since they got into conversations, and it worked really well. And it was one of these things. Nothing was bad during the COVID period. I mean, it got to be a bit much, but actually that I enjoyed. I enjoyed things being quiet, and you could kind of spend time at home with the family. And we were fortunate. I mean, Elders was lucky to be in the countryside, but I easily got my 10,000 steps a day, every day. So anyway, but that's why we started. And but I've been impressed that you've kept it going.
Well, it's because actually there's so many great people out there who, they've all become friends, and it's just all become. Anyway, play us a tune. Play us a tune. What are you going to start with?
I better start with something kind of upbeat, I think, just to set the tone.
I'll sit out.
Okay, I'm going to play a couple of jigs by Nathaniel Gow, who's a great fiddle composer, part of the Gow family. Neil Gow's fourth son, and it's Miss Sally Hunter of Thurston, followed by Margaret Brown's Rail, and then finish with The Deal Among the Tailors, just because I like it. So there. then I've got a Patterdale Terrier, Brian, and he will come and sit in between my feet from a play. Dougal used to, my old Border Terrier used to do the same thing, so it's maybe something in the vibrations, I'm not sure.
Well, you all know that we've got 2 Jack Russells here, and they love it. They find me if I'm rehearsing, and you can see they're not, put out one way or the other. And when Frank Thompson's playing, they literally will sit next to the accordion, and you would think they'd be very sensitive to,
I can see that.
Or that.
Just as well you can't see everything that's going. But looking at your hands and the dexterity with which you play, and I mean, from what age did you start? How old were you?
Officially I started when I was 9.
Oh really? So quite late then in a way?
Well,
or is that not late?
I think that's probably a good age. I mean, it varies because nobody's the same.
Yeah.
Some kids are picking up really early. If you hear folk like Yehudi Menuhin was playing when he was 3, you get, that's maybe a bit extreme, but it depends on the player. Nobody's mature enough to want to sit down and practice, which is something that's essential if you want to kind of come on and improve. But
it's not an easy instrument to get going with, is it? It takes a wee while to.
I will say there's probably been a lot of really distressed parents over the centuries. It's I mean, it's very rewarding. I think the trouble is if the bow work's not very good, if the bow's not clean on the strings and you're getting a firm line across the strings, it's never going to sound good. So it's one of these things that's worth spending time. I feel like I've gone into kind of lecture mode. If you spend a good solid time getting the basics right, it means it'll sound better. It's more pleasing.
This is clearly why Nils and I haven't ever. We've never realised our.
I wish I had.
We're going to do. I know that there are various requests for Paul. Burns. We like doing Burns. Shall we do a little Burns song? Are we okay here?
Yeah, I'll just
Can you see everyone?
I don't want to poke you in the side of the head.
Summer's a pleasant time. Flowers of every colour. The water runs o'er the hill, and I long for my true lover. I'm walking home, walking still and weary. Sleep I can get name for thinking of my dearie. I'm walking home. When I sleep I dream, when I wake I'm eerie. Sleep I can get name for thinking of my dearie. I'm walking home, walking still and weary. Sleep I can get name for thinking of my dearie.
Just like we rehearsed it.
The dogs are asleep. It must be okay.
No barking.
Tell us about Nashville. Nils, you've had how long now in Nashville, Tennessee?
2.5 weeks.
So Nils has been away, come in a wee bit.
So I'm not entirely awake now, or maybe I am.
So he's been with Lydia Hutchinson, big shout out from all of us.
Yeah.
Hey Lydia.
Yeah.
And
with Berlin Thompson.
Berlin Thompson. And well, we miss you guys, but it's very nice to have Nils back. He was tempted to stay were it not for his wife and family and a life here, but you know. I was also tempted to say, you go to Nashville and you're kind of embraced by our tribe.
Yeah.
And
we've, you know, we've got that
well,
connection.
we've all got this connection now.
Carden and
we're just waiting for you to invite us to do a gig. That's
Grand old opening with really,
yeah, could you just arrange?
Really deserve it, actually.
Yeah. I think Paul's already got the hat and the boots.
I have, actually.
Yeah.
I have
Stetson,
to.
Yeah.
I'm up for it.
Yeah,
we're all up for it.
We're all up for it.
So we're all plugging ourselves. But for you were in the recording studio recording some of your own songs.
Yeah.
At long last, may I say.
Yeah, after 20 years of not recording my own stuff. So that's a long wait to get back.
I can't wait to hear it. Well, we all can't wait to hear it.
I'm quite excited for you to hear it. It was very special. And of course with Lydia there and Verlin there.
Susie.
And then I saw
then
Susie and
Doug.
And I saw Beth, Nielsen Chapman.
Oh.
Just there's lots of good people walking around in Nashville.
Amazing.
I was so lucky to just have 2 weeks to
I am just so thrilled that you've recorded your own songs, and just wait till everyone hears them. Are you gonna do one of your own first? Maybe just do you want to come into the middle here? I'll get out of the way.
I should know it by now after playing in the studio, but I don't know.
It was lovely to see you on Wind Down Wednesday with Susie. It was great.
I'll do Paradise. Verlin played on pretty much all the songs, and that's elevated it to a point where now I don't know if I could play them on my own anymore, because he put all these really, really fantastic parts on it. So anyway, we'll do it anyway. Paradise. I am a bird, I whip my wings, used to spend my days just wandering. Now I'm more concerned with the how and why. I succeed and go and nowhere, no matter how hard I try, no matter how hard I fly. Don't you know the way to paradise? Don't you know the way to paradise? To paradise. He is a cook, so they can eat. Got his fists grown up on Bravado Street. His kids asking why he don't fight no more. Said he finally found some peace where he was angry before, where he was angry before. Don't you know the way to paradise? Don't you know the way to paradise? To paradise. to paradise. I met a king, I sat in his care. He believed his decrees were mostly fair. A bubble was his world, it's cruel out there. Every prostitute and vagabond knows kindness is rare. Kindness is rare. Ooh. Don't you know the way to paradise? 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 To paradise. I am a bird, I whip my wings, used to spend my days just wandering.
Oh, what a song.
It turns out I have them, so that made it great.
Song.
Thank you, that was awesome. That was great.
It's really good, really good. Can't wait to hear it in the studio
I know,
recording as well.
It's
I have apart from shouting out to all our lovely Nashville friends, and I can see that there's loads of people joining us here, but I wanted to say hello to a few people, to Sheila Hall in Cape Breton, she's on holiday there, and Catherine Bell's in Corfu, and Susanna, my friend in Sydney, Australia, and Evelyn Cruis, who's in Enniskillen. So that's very nice. And Sarah Walker, she sent a lovely message for her mum, Linda Patterson. Now Linda Patterson Linda's probably watched every single kitchen concert. And Sarah is saying a huge thank you to her mum, Linda, for all the help she's been giving her this past while. And she's bought you tickets to come to the Tivoli Theatre on the 5th of October to see Paul and Nils and myself and Frank Thompson and also Irene Watt and the Mearns Choir and Ali Napier. And who have I left anybody out? Frank.
Elvis is coming out of town. You'll have to come and see that. The big news on the night.
That'll be very big news. Julie Andrews, she once sang at the Tivoli. Anyway, Sarah has bought you tickets, Linda. And she just said, thank you, Mum, for being such a great mum and doing everything that you've done. And she sent me a message today, and I said a big shout out for Linda.
Oh, that's great.
And I'd also do a big shout out for Jim Glyborough and everybody at the Abergeldy Bar. Now they're having a special fundraising night for Charlie's House, great charity, well worth supporting, and it's on the 29th of September. I think they're having a charity race night. Jim's been sending me in several requests, so we're going to do one of them tonight. Yep. Jim knows his music, so Jim, we're going to do that for you in a wee minute. Hopefully Paul might do another wee tune in a minute.
The only one we want to do is Barbie Girl by Aqua.
I don't know.
Oh, you want to do that one?
I'd love to do that. Oh. Come on, Barbie. Let's go, Barbie.
Come on, Barbie. Let's go, Barbie.
Apparently, some friends of mine went into a karaoke bar in Nashville, and somebody put that song on, the Barbie girl song, but clearly the boyfriend didn't know it at all.
Oh.
So the girl got all into it. Hi, Ken. And he's like reading the words, hi, Barbie.
Big hit in our house, I have to say. Is it your mother-in-law's birthday?
It is. Grace Donaldson in Huntley. It is her birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Grace.
Happy birthday to you.
It's not often you hear your son-in-law singing, actually.
No, I'm a rare singer. No, you're right.
Happy birthday, Grace. Hi to Fiona. Hi to Tina.
Yep.
Happy birthday to Luca yesterday. How old was Luca?
He was 11.
How can that be?
I know.
I've told my children to start lying about their age because I'm lying. So they now think...
So you're all the same age.
I'm now 37. How can that be? It was our Sophie's birthday last week. It is Auntie Kathy's birthday this week. It's a time for Virgos. My friend Marjorie Orr, the great astrologer. Marjorie, belated birthday wishes to you. And yeah, there's lots of Virgos. So I think these were the main requests. Would you play a wee tune of something?
Oh, I should say, actually, since you're on birthdays, my brother David's birthday was last week, yeah.
Happy birthday,
So,
what date is he?
He's the 7th.
The 7th?
Yeah.
Yes, Sophie's the 6th. Are they true Virgos? This is the question. You're quite precise.
Yeah, I suppose.
Is that...
Yeah, he probably is.
Sophie
good with his money. I reckon if that's typical, but...
But they're usually quite good. They're usually very organised. I just remember Sophie once opening one of my drawers and going, Mum, I don't know how you can live like this. Why are the black pants not the... Why don't you have everything organised? So she, at one point in her life, was very precise.
Actually, I'm thinking that maybe it was the 6th. It's my sister's on the 7th. I keep getting them mixed up. There's going to be a family far out when I get here.
Yeah. There's many birthdays. Many Anderson birthdays.
Well, okay, Frank requested this. There was a couple of things, but I'll play the first one. I got asked if I would play. It's Neil Gough's Lament for the Death of His Second Wife.
Ah,
beautiful
yes.
Tune. And then go into the Mason's Apron, finish on something a bit cheerier. But it's a lovely tune.
And this is a special request for one of Frank's friends, Ian, who is a fiddler. He's now 91, wrote the loveliest message today. He's just recently found the kitchen concert, so he's special request for Ian. I think you're near Perth, Ian.
Right, well, just for you.
That's a great tune.
Fantastic. I know how much you write as well, because you write so many tunes.
Yeah, one or two now, I suppose.
And I guess even more because of COVID in a way, because you had time to...
Aye, I mean, you have time. Although, I mean, I could go weeks without writing something, but there was a lot of time to consider about things that are going on, or if I read a lot, so there'd be various things. There's no shortage of
material,
especially if you like history and you like landscape.
Yeah.
And you know a lot of folkers, you can write tunes for folk. I've written a tune for you.
I was just going to say, that is a very good tune. And if you haven't heard it, you've got to go find Paul's version of Fiona's.
I was very chuffed.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. Was it just Fiona Kennedy Clark, I think?
I think that's what you called it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a very good song.
I was very chuffed. Nobody's ever written a tune for me before. I was really
I just thought
very chuffed.
It captured you really well, I thought, because you've done a lot of them and they're all really nice melodies, but you put something in. I thought.
Well,
I guess we've known one another a long time.
Decades.
It is decades. It is decades. I'm just going to get you in the picture a bit. No, it's funny, the whole, because we've been involved very much in the songwriting and music writing, it's also, something comes with age where you get a bit more confident, I think, about...
Happiness. I think there's life experience is one thing.
Yeah.
You begin to, things take on a bit more meaning. You think more, I think, than you do when you're younger. You can be technically gifted, but I think maturity, well, I say maturity, but you get what I mean, experience, especially when you've lost folk and you've got your own kids, it gives you a completely different perspective on life. I think it gives you greater depth. I certainly think in traditional music, pop music seems to be a totally different thing. Folk go through a rich scene, which can last various amounts of time, but I'm not going to name folk. I think that it's been a while since it came out with anything good, but I think in traditional music and folk music, I think experience counts for a lot. It's kind of regarded highly.
Yeah,
I agree.
You look at folk as being tradition bearers because they carry so much repertoire and folklore in their heads, and I think that's not a bad thing.
No.
Pop music's a very different animal.
Well, it's an instantaneous. You've got to have the quick hook. Yeah. But for example, the Neil Gow tune that you played earlier. I mean, Neil Gow, what roughly?
That was I think it was around about 1805.
Yeah.
I can't remember the date his second wife died. His first wife died. And he wrote this, folks say, about his first wife. Oh, well, he did write a good tune for her, but his second wife...
she wrote a bonnier tune.
Well, they were married for over 40 years, and he was apparently heartbroken when she passed away, and he couldn't touch his fiddle for quite a while. And, I've heard that was the first thing he did when he picked his fiddle up, he went and
wrote the song.
And you could feel that.
Yes, absolutely.
It's beautiful,
absolutely.
but it's because he's lost his wife, and it brings on a different.
Yeah.
And also the fact that the music is as relevant today as it ever was. It stood the test of time. It's one of those tunes that draws you in, and there are so many Neil Gow tunes. He was a master craftsman, really, wasn't he?
He was. I mean, coming from a humble background, his father was a plaid weaver for Highland, Perthshire, so they come from a family that they had the finest musical education and a kind of classical sense, but he'd a natural gift, and I think the culture was very musical at the time. Folks sang when they were working, they sang when they were entertaining,
sang at home. That was the entertainment.
Sang to the baby.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the first things children would have probably soaked up was the music and the language of it they were brought up in. So
my father used to sing to the cow because they literally had one cow, Jessie, and he would go out to the back of the croft to bring her in for milking, and Dad would say to us, he would go out to the back of the croft and go, "Oh, Jessac!" and she'd come trotting in, ready to be milked. And And that's where he found his voice. He found that he sang outside.
Best milk in here.
So we're gonna sing we do the Dark Island. This has to be one of the most requested songs that we ever get on the kitchen concert. And again, it's one of there's a couple of versions of the Dark Island, as you know, but we'll do this one because Jim Dryborough has requested this one. So I hope everybody in the Abergeldy bar is going to join in. Away to the westward, I'm longing to be, where the beauty of heaven unfolds by the sea, where the deep purple heather blooms fragrant and free, on a hilltop high above the dark island. Oh, isle of my childhood, I'm dreaming of thee, as the streamer leaves open and passes Tyree. Soon I'll capture the magic that lingers for me, when I'm back once more upon the dark island. Oh, gentle the sea breeze that ripples the bay, where the stream joins the ocean and young children play on the strand of pure silver. I'll welcome each day, and I'll roam forevermore the dark island. Oh, isle of my childhood, I'm dreaming of thee, as the steamer leaves open and passes Tyree. Soon I'll capture the magic that lingers for me, when I'm back once more upon the dark island. Oh, isle of my childhood, I'm dreaming of thee, as the steamer leaves open and passes Tyree. Soon I'll capture the magic that lingers for me, when I'm back once more upon the dark island, when I'm back once more upon the dark island. There we go. The golfer is here, and we haven't even asked him for a clue. We've been so wrapped up in our
Demi-John.
Demi-John. as opposed to a demigod?
No, demi-John.
What is
Like himself.
what is a demi-John? I'm hoping it's not rude. A demi-John, okay. Someone must know out there what a demi-John is. I'm going to say hello to a few people. Hello, Frank. Lovely to be with us. Linda, delighted to have you with us. And I'm just so pleased that your daughter has bought you tickets. And we've got lots of people. Judy McPherson, you sang that at, oh, I will sing Callum's version another time. And John Conroy, lovely to see you. And John Twang and Frank Crombie, lots of people. Susanna Pearman Bradley, feeling homesick in Sydney, Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Susanna and I were at school together, and she tunes in. It must be the breakfast time, middle of the night. You were in Australia not very long ago.
Yeah, I think it's 10 or 11 hours. Yeah, their weather's heading towards hotter as we're cooling down.
Yes.
I was in May, and it was fine. It was kind of almost autumnal.
Yes.
And it was cooling down, and in fact there was frost. But I was in Sydney. It was great. We were in Surrey Hills. I think I'm right, which was really cosmopolitan and jumping. It was good.
Yeah,
so
fun.
Yeah, she's in a good place.
She is in a good place, but I know she misses home, so she tunes in to most Mondays too. Well, it's lovely. Thank you, Paul, for coming.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It's been great fun.
And looking forward to, we're going to do a bit of a rehearsal after this for the Tivoli concert, which is on the 5th of October. There's a few tickets left. Tickets have gone, but we're really looking forward to that with everybody. Nils, will we do one of our favourites? I don't know. I was born in Belfast, as many of you know, of Scottish parents.
I didn't get that.
Did you not know that?
I didn't.
I was born in Belfast. Mum and Dad Mum was there at the time, obviously, but Kirsty and I were both born in Belfast. Dad was working in Ireland a lot, and we've got just great connections. And of course, there's the whole Ulster Scot thing. So lots of good tunes. Tell Mama when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. She pulled my hair and stole my comb. That's alright till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty. She is the belle of Belfast City. She is a courting 1, 2, 3. Please don't you tell me who is she. Woo! Howard Mooney says he loves her. All the boys are fighting for. Knock at the door and ring at the bell. Oh, my true love, are you well? Out she comes as white as snow. Rings on her fingers, bells on her toes. Oh, Johnny Murray says she'll die if she doesn't get the land with the road in line. I tell Mama when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. She pulled my hair and stole my comb, but that's alright till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty. She is the belle of Belfast City. She is a courting 1, 2, 3. Please don't you tell me who is she. Let the wind and the rain and the hail come high, and the snow come tumbling through the sky. She'll get her own right by and by. She'll get her own right by and by. When she gets a lad of her own, she won't tell her ma when she gets home. Let them all come as they will. It's Albert Rooney she loves still. I tell Mama when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. She pulled my hair and stole my comb, but that's alright till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty. She is the belle of Belfast City. She is a courting 1, 2, 3. Please don't you tell me who is she. Ah, she is handsome, she is pretty. She is the belle of Belfast City. She is a courting 1, 2, 3. who is she? Woo!
Can we get a demi, John?
Oh, thank you for joining us. So the golfer wants to know if anyone has a clue. Everyone's just saying thank you and great stuff, but nobody so far. Various people are singing along with us. And anybody, they're not bothering with Google tonight. They're not having a look to see what. I think you're going to have to tell us.
It's a large glass bottle with two handles at the top of it.
Ah, a demijohn is a large glass bottle with two handles at the top of it.
Right at the top.
So would you drink ale out of it maybe or something?
No. It usually comes in 5 litre big glass things.
Really big.
And you hold it here.
And do you drink out of it?
I don't think so. No.
I think it's like flavouring spirits, like a gin and things like that. And there's a place in Edinburgh, it's called Demijohn.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I can. They've got lots of Demijohns.
As opposed to a demigod, which is of course. Thank you for joining us, Paul Anderson, Nils Elders, back from Nashville. Thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you next week. I've got a very good friend coming up from the south. Simon Etchell is joining me with his wife Janie Lee Grace, who of course does Radio 2 with, for many years she was with Steve Wright in the afternoon. And Simon is a composer of note and has written a new musical. So I'm looking forward to having Simon up here and doing some kind of different music next week. But look forward to seeing you then. Bye for now.